Hi everyone, my name is Patrick Forsberg. I'm from a place called Stiller Studios in Stockholm, Sweden. And I am here to talk to you about how we use motion control, real-time virtual reality, and Adobe CC and other software to shoot live location on CGI with repeatable moving camera live preview from anywhere in the world with a streamlined workflow for serious post-production. I'm also going to take you all the way to Stockholm, where my guys have the studio online, if you want to check it out, see how we work. But first of all, please let me take you through a little trip to how we got where we are today. Like I said, we work with serious motion control work. Anyone here has been working with motion controls? Some of you. Okay, so you know that, it can get frustrated. It can get frustrating working with it. It can be slow. We're trying to, set it up so that it's a really fast workflow, so that we can work as fast as you do when you shoot ordinary shoots. So we got a really good motion control. It's called the Cyclops from Mark Roberts. They're over in the other hall if you want to meet them. Then we made it super accurate. It's down to 0.0018 degrees. And that means when we shoot something with a digital background, a CGI background, everything sticks. Feet stick on the ground. You don't see flying feet. You don't see feet underneath. And I mean, if you've been looking around here, you see a lot of green screens. This is really huge in broadcasting. But when you get to filmmaking, when you get to commercials, you want to have a workflow where you can refine it even more, when you can make it look even bigger, even better, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. So we built a studio around the motion control. We got a 17,000 square feet studio complex over in Stockholm, where the studio is 10 meters to the roof. And we've invented a couple of tools that I think are really cool. I'm going to get back to them. Over there, I think is the coolest one. It's a top projection. So you can see exactly where in the 3D world you are. So just to remind you, we shoot live action on CGI. That means we have a virtual reality 3D background, and we put the actors inside there. And I'm going to take you through it step by step. If you look for motion control on Google, they will tell you it's that motion control photography enables precise control and repetitions of camera movements. That is not enough for us. That is not enough for feature film making. So we refine that, and we say that good motion control is pixel-perfect moving camera, multi-pass shots with real-time previs delivered as compositing software scripts with time-aligned foreground, background, clean plates, FBXs, alembics, and passes, only minutes after each shot with all metadata contained and faster than live action. And I'm going to go through this step by step. This is probably the simplest way that we shoot. This is a Swedish company. They make furniture and they love their catalog. We shoot films for them inside that catalog. So if you see up to the left, you see a stills that is shot for the catalog. You see the motion control there? It's moving. The whole thing is moving. Even though we're on a stills, we move the whole motion control because everything needs to be moving around that spot in the lens where the rays cross. Okay? So if we get that stills from the client, we shoot what you see up there. The system delivers that moving background over there, and then comp it together, and you get what you see down to the right. Really easy for us, because we don't have to bother about, is that lamp the right lamp? Is that chair the right chair? We just add action. We just add live to whatever stills they provide. Moving on from here, going a little bit more complicated. This is me in England shooting a plate from a taxi, a moving plate. Then we track that one, analyze what the camera is doing, and we take that information and we throw it back to the system. So the motion control now mimics exactly what I was doing. So the motion control mimics that, and then I can put an actor in front. The problem is not the system here. The problem is the actor. Because, any directors in here? If there are, you know that actors will never do what you tell them to. So we shoot a big wide shot, and then we go into that one. So we zoom in, and all of a sudden we can move the camera around and hit the actor. And this is what it looks like when we shoot for the big screen. That is what the director and the DOP sees. That over there is what the camera sees, and that's what ends up in the feature. Okay, moving on from here to something maybe more interesting. Now we're on 3D backgrounds. This is a film that we shot back in 2011. It was really, really simple background stuff at the time. I mean, it's good enough for the director to see what's happening, what's going on, and what the actors are doing, make sure that they are in the right spot. That's what the camera sees, and that's what ended up in the movie. The movie got to look something like this, and what I think is cool and stuff that I'm proud of here is that you don't see any tracking markers whatsoever, because I'm from a small country. It's 9 million of us. We don't have big budgets, so we can't spend money on putting up trackers or removing tracking markers. We need to trust our system. We need to make sure that that system is good enough to do what we want it to. All right, so moving on from here, this is a tech demo we did for a Norwegian friend of ours. You see the camera is moving. You see that the dinosaur is moving. And like I said, we provide something that we call pixel on pixel. So we are not compers. We provide shooting possibilities, and we provide plates that are exact, pixel on pixel. So if you take this is shot like this. See, you have the motion control, the camera, it's moving just like the one you saw before. And then we have that platform, it also moves the exact same way. So if we put the two plates on top of each other, this is what you get. Pixel on pixel. So your VFX artists will not have to spend time trying to save something that the director was doing wrong on set. So you get pixel on pixel so that the artists get to be what they're called artists, and they're there, yes, to make this shot better looking. This is a little test we did with Alf. Alf Lövold, a good friend of ours, did his own little trailer. Like, it's been a huge hit on the YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it. He real-time or sort of real-time rendered this with something called Redshift. Redshift renders at 1 frame per 45 seconds, approximately. The film that you saw before renders at 1 frame every 45 minutes to 2 hours. But I'm going to bring you even closer to where we are today, because in a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how to do real-time rendering. Here, we took his cameras, his everything, and we just put the actor on top of that vehicle. So you have the moving camera, you have that moving vehicle, and once again, put them on top of each other, pixel perfect, and you can start your comping. We also shoot a lot of high-speed stuff. This is from a little demo reel we did, high-speed. Because, I mean, high-speed and motion control is really cool together, because you can add a lot of extra things going on in the background without too much pain. Miniatures. That's a SOP with camel. We're not going to blow up a SOP with camel full size. So that's scale 1 to 5 that we're blowing. And when you shoot miniatures with live action, full size people in front of it, you need to do a lot of mathematics. So the miniature was shot on our backlot, high speed. And you shoot it at about 160 frames. Then you shoot this at 50 frames. So you need a lot of mathematics to make stuff match after. But it's just to make the plane look big and also, you know, get the right lighting on the actress after, etc. Moving on from here, fix it in pre. When you work with motion control, you want to fix stuff in pre. If you try to fix it on set, it's going to go slow. You're going to hate the machines. You're going to hate everything you do. You're going to end up like me, hating yourself there in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, somewhere. So we invented a couple of tools with the help of our friends here at Adobe. So we wrote our own panels, our own little programming. So we start off in Premiere, then that automatically gets sent out to After Effects. After Effects cuts up all our shots, sends it off to our database, and then that database just pumps it out to the big machines. So if this is a previs, this is actually a previs we got from some friends of ours in Linköping, Sweden. They gave us this one. We shot this on set. This here is what the camera sees. And then you comp it together, and you get something looking like this. 2 days ago, I was lifted from an NDA from a company called, I don't know if any one of you have heard about a company called Crytek. They make game engines. 2011, I'm going to open up something here. See if I have my glasses. There we go. Okay, so 2011, they presented a tool called the Cinna Box. I don't know if you've seen it. So this was the Cinna Box. It was a big hype back at the time. And then no one really heard of it, except a couple of guys on the beta. They're going to be premiering what used to be the Cinna Box is now called Film Engine, and it's going to open up. It's going to have its big world premiere at FMX next week. But I was allowed to talk a little bit about it here for you guys and show you what we do with it. So the Film Engine, this is just a quick tech demo I'm going to show to you. Since we only got lifted from the NDA 2 days ago, the guys back home at the studio did a short, quick production for you to see how we work with it. And yeah, this is the engine. First, you just build your set virtually. Build your set. Set up whatever you want to do. Go from there, put on your Oculus glasses and do your recce. You send out the director with the glasses on. He moves around and decides, camera goes there, actor goes there, I want some more barrels over here. He can even move around the stuff himself. So if he's not happy, just move the barrels around, set it up so you get it as you want it. Digital actors. We can have thousands of digital actors. These guys are not going to be very visible. They're going to be out of focus in the background, so we can either work with them as temps if we want to add extras after, or we can use them for the actual production. So moving on from there, we place the camera. Like I said, our motion control is in total sync with the virtual camera inside the engine. So they will move exactly the same way. Once you're done with that, you place your live plate wherever you want it. You got something called a Z depth, and that's where you want your actors in the scene. And in this case, we want them in the middle of the scene, so we're going to have foreground, them in the middle ground, and then we'll have background. Okay? Moving on from there, we do a quick key to get rid of all the green. And then after doing a quick key, we do a very simple color grade. And we're actually going out of the system here into After Effects and then back in. I'm going to tell you how we did that after if you want me to. Once all that is set up, I mean, the reason we're doing this is that we want directors and DOPs to be able to use new technology without changing their way of working. So, of course, the DOP, he wants to see the light on set so he can light the actors to fit. The director wants to see the set. I mean, someone on green, I think it was Peter Jackson who said that I do not ever want to see a single actor in front of green again, because that's not a frame. That's not a picture. A picture is how that actor interacts with all the lines and all the everything on the scene. So we use this as the background so we can take and make right decisions and light everything the way it's supposed to. From there, we start shooting. And I hate pre-programmed camera moves. I think they don't make it. So everything that we do is manual. We run the crane manually. We run cameras manually to get that little live feeling into it. Okay? And everything we shoot is shot with a live previs as well as the actor on green, because you want the actor on green, because that's where you can see the really delicate small things. Is he in focus? Is everything going on right? But on the right-hand side, you see what happens in the mix. Once you're done with this, you take all your material, or you can even do it while you're shooting. The material gets automatically loaded into Premiere, where you can do your editing. And once you're edited, shoot it out. And this, remember, this is a previs. We don't do final productions. This is the previs. From here, everything goes out to the post company to refine stuff, make it look even better. But I think it's a pretty cool previs. I mean, it's a lot more there than if you were shooting on green only. And it minimizes the faults that you do on stage. It minimizes all the... I mean, if you've been shooting... Who has been shooting green screen here? A couple of you guys. Okay. And I guess that approximately as many hands would go up if I ask who of you have made mistakes on a green screen set. Because it's so easy, right? It's so easy. With this, you'll be able to see, is the actor in the right spot? How does he integrate with the background, etc., etc. Another cool thing is that while you're shooting this, your team will be able to get all the material wherever they are in the world. We shoot everything up so they can go out on FTP up in the cloud, and they will see everything. They will have their alembics, their FBXs, and their foregrounds, their backgrounds, anything that they need to make sure that what's going on is right. So you don't have to bring your whole team to the studio. Usually we just bring in the DOP and the producer, as well as the director, of course. We have even been shooting without anyone from the team coming in. Some time ago, we had people directing us from Brazil. And to show you how that works, I'm going to call up my colleagues back in Stockholm. It's in the middle of the night there. It's like 3:15 or something. So, but I did call them. They're up. Give me a second, please. Okay, so I've got Thomas live here. So this is live from Stockholm. This is our studio in Stockholm, sort of the other side of the world. He has set up that same scene that you just saw, that they shot a couple of days ago. And we have our good friend Simon with the Roman hat over there. And Simon, Thomas, can you ask Simon just to wave to the camera, please? Yeah, there we go. There we go. There he is. And okay, so let's pretend I'm a director. Let's pretend that I'm on the other side of the world, somewhere in Las Vegas, and I want to shoot this. So I'm asking Thomas, Ulle, and Simon, okay, guys, let's get ready for shooting. Roll camera, please. And give me a dramatic camera move as Simon runs somewhere. And action! He didn't hear me because that's not running. Okay. And cut! That's historically correct. The first Roman juggling. Okay, so we've shot that one, and it will show up down here. Here we are. So you get it, and we can even go down here. This is pretty brave. We're doing it live. I mean, go into shoot, extras. What date is it? Over there, it's the 21st. Let's see that shot we just did. Okay, so here you have it, everything. You've got your alembics, your FBXs, your foregrounds, your EXRs, your everything. So you can have your team anywhere in the world right now working on this to make sure that everything that has been shot is correctly shot. So I'm going to go back into the studio. Thomas, could we take another one? Okay. And tell Simon this time I want him to run, even though it's in the middle of the night. I want to have a running scene, and yet then you follow him. Or, meet him. That's fine. Okay, so let's roll the camera. And action. Yep, and there we are. Cut. Thank you. All right, so Thomas, I'm going to let you guys go home and sleep. And I thank you, and we're going to keep on working here. Don't turn the system off. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Oh, you're getting applause here, Thomas. You're getting applause. Okay, talk to you later. Ciao. Okay, so that's what the system does for us. I mean, it's all about control. It's all about being in control. If you shoot stuff like this, I mean, it's been used for many, many years on multi-million-dollar shoots. I mean, the system is new. The system is there because in Europe, and especially in Sweden and the smaller countries, we can't afford to shoot $100 million films. The short kids' movies that you saw, they were produced on a budget of approximately $2.5 to $3 million each. I mean, you can't even do pre-prod on a big film for that kind of money. And I mean, technology is taking us that direction. So if any of you are interested in how to work live action on CGI, and if you've got any ideas on, what you want to do, etc., please get in touch. And with that, I thank you all for listening and hope to talk to you again. Ciao.